Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is DFree. Here today. We have some stuff that we are going to be going ahead and talking about as it pertains to the next, presumably the next Dokkan Festival unit. And something cool that's apparently not happened on JP yet that should be coming to Global as well in part 2 of the celebration. So I want you guys to be aware that, you know, with the information in this video, nothing is confirmed until we see an in-game announcement, but this is just data mines that we have, so it's probably right. You know, I feel like these people are very, very good at what they do, and they've always been credible, and I've always reported on them, and their stuff has come true. So we'll see what happens, but nonetheless, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that in the very beginning. So part 1 should be ending this week, presumably, and then transitioning into part 2, we should have our next Dokkan Festival, which should be Ultra Full Power SS4 Goku. As a lot of you guys expected, he should be next. Now, things are still kind of out of order. Future Gohan still isn't here. I don't really know exactly what they're planning on doing. This is just a really bad time for units like that are not going to be like crazy popular. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, like I said, part 1 is currently live here. And of course, in part 1, there was no announcement for a Dokkan Festival. So as far as Dokkan Festivals goes right now, there is not a natural Dokkan Festival live on the game. The only banners up are the LR Bardock banner, the Extreme Z Dokkan Festival, and the Rising Dragon Carnival, or whatever it's called, banner right now. So the Carnival banner, I believe, leaves on Tuesday. So about that time, either the day of, the day before, or the day after, right? Expect either the banner to be live or to like get a data download or something like that. Who knows? So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. But again, SS4 Goku should be next. Now, when I did my video yesterday, I actually did a video on SS4 Goku, Full Power, the whole like Shadow Dragon Saga category. And of course, if you didn't know, yes, that is an SS4 Goku that is actually in the Omega Shenron category. Check out that video. I put it up yesterday. Link will be down below for you guys. A lot of people were asking me, should you summon, right? We're going to actually review the banner, and then we'll talk about what else I have to talk about. So again, make sure you listen through the video all the way because there's something else I want to talk about that we'll come back to. So, all right, so we had that. We talked about that. Here's the banner. Right, so this is a very good banner. It actually has a lot of value, and we're gonna come back to this in just a moment. I want to show you guys kind of like the timeline of where Global is right now. So Global's right here. So Global has this was the most recent one. This is about where Global is. I think this is the banner that's live right now. If not, whatever. But anyways, this, and then Global has this now. Future Gohan was supposed to come. You know, he just hasn't come yet. The weird thing about Future Gohan being delayed, you know, I don't know if it's really too much of being delayed, but just not being here, is the fact that it kind of pushes back this banner too, which is the Cell EZA. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. But anyways, moving on. That's something that we need to come back to, those two. And then we have a bunch of filler stuff here, whatever. And then we come to the banner that's this one. Now, this banner also came out directly after, seemingly, if I recall correctly anyway. Yeah, just a couple of weeks after this banner ended. The Tanabata banner right here came out. Now, the interesting thing about, about this banner is that this is the banner that came out alongside the wish strips. Now, if you don't play JP, you don't know what the wish strips are. The wish strips are the equivalent to Global's gift cards that you guys got to get those free units from the exchange, the 77 free units. So, long story short, during that celebration, we had this banner come out, and as you see, it does feature LR Super Saiyan Vegito and LR Super Gogeta, among other units, including the Full Power Goku. Now, it wasn't a great banner. The rates were really bad, you know, for a lot of people in particular. So keep that in mind. Just a lot of options there. It was definitely, if you wanted this Goku SS4, his own banner was the best banner to summon on by a mile. So that's kind of where we're at, right? And then we move into the Gohan EZA, yada yada. That's something that'll come later. And then we have the waifu banner there. We already had this, though. So this is where things are weird. We already have this stuff here, the Android stuff here. And then that's kind of like it, really. Because this is where we got the dual Dokkan Fest that Global actually already got. I believe these were tickets that they gave out again, which I don't know if Global's got that yet or not. LR Goku and Frieza did already come to Global. And the rest of the stuff is kind of inconsequential. The EZA for Kid Buu, yada yada. The STR Super Buu right here. That's another thing that Global does need. But long story short, when you look at it, there's only a few Dokkan Fests that Global has not gotten yet. And it's just, you know, the Full Power Goku that's about to be coming, the Future Gohan who is in a really weird spot, the Villain Super Buu, and we had the Meta Cooler. So, like, all these banners, though, what I wanted to do was just let you guys know what's coming up. Now, when we come back to this, the reason why I brought those banners up is because presumably in December, at the latest, right? At the latest, probably mid-January. But from that area, we are going to be getting some really crazy stuff. We are moving into the holiday season, so expect fire with that, right? Just in general, in general. But also, there should be a Dragon Ball Super movie banner. Now, Global and JP are supposed to be celebrating that at the same time and getting that as like another dual Dokkan Festival thing. So I will not blame anybody for skipping this banner, right? But let me tell you why it's a good banner to summon on. First and foremost, Goku himself does not return other than the Tanabata banner, which I do not even know if Global will be getting that. That banner that had the LR Super Vegito and Gogetas. Goku is not on these other Dokkan Festival banners. So that is the first reason to summon if you were like, oh, should I summon? If you really want to run full power as a category, if you really want that Goku because you love SS4 Goku, you kind of need to summon. You really just don't really have a choice until he comes back. Now, there's a possibility he winds up being on some, Dragon Ball Super Broly movie banner. Who knows, right? As a throw-in unit, but who knows? So right now, all I can say is if you want him, you have to pull here. Now, these are the units that are featured on this banner. This banner has really good value. Really, really good value. It has 3 category leaders. It also has some very good options for other teams, right? So we have this Vegeta, very good option on several teams. We have the GT Goku, the GT Cell, and the GT Frieza, all very, very powerful options on the teams they'd be applicable to. And then we have the 3 category leaders here. And I actually saw a lot of people saying they don't have this guy still. You probably want to pick him up if you don't have him, and he's another unit that's not too common to see on these banners. So again, very good value, very, very good banner to summon on. So even if you do one summon or whatever the case is, I would try to go for it. Now, the thing about this banner is it also seems to be coinciding with, I don't know, Thanksgiving, something like that. So maybe there's some sort of special, maybe there's a step up, who knows. If there is something like that, of course, that means that I do recommend 100% summoning on the banner if you care about any of those units. But there's always going to be this little thing in the back of your head where, yes, there is some more amazing stuff that's supposed to be coming, particularly some units that are from some characters from the movie, right? I'm not going to spoil for people that don't know, but I'm not going to tell you to save, but I'm going to tell you that you probably should, right? So the good news is, as far as Global is concerned, there's nothing else really I would say that's going to be kind of like in your face is something you probably really want to summon on, right? The other Dokkan Fest are villains. Not as many people care for them. I think they're cool, but not as many people care for them. And then there's Future Gohan, who some people want, but also recognize him as being underwhelming. But he does feature the SS3 on the banner as well, and Tech Vegito. So anyways, moving on. The next thing I wanted to talk about. Well, by the way, here's a snapshot of the full power category. I had this open as well. So we do have some of the SS2 Gohan variants. We have Caulifla in here. We have Kefla, we have some Kales, we have the LR Goku and Frieza, Android 21. So very mismatched category, but it's very powerful. It has really weird units of characters. I understand why they're here, but still very mismatched. Not a consistent theme, but they link decently, I guess, if you choose the right units. And it's a good outputting category with 150 across the board, 3 key. So anyways, let's move on. Another thing that Team Dokkaner did mention is that there should be a second, of course, during the second part of the celebration, there's going to be new rank rewards. So I don't know if that exactly translates to an update to the mission rewards that we had previously that offered up to 137 Dragon Stones for ranking up in the game, which this is still a thing for people below rank 200, I believe. But and I also don't know where the cap will be, like if it's 200 to 250 or like 200 to 400, whatever the case is, right? But it does seem, and again, we'll have to see what happens, but it does seem like that is an extension of this. So what happened previously is you got Dragon Stones for ranking up. Rank 5, 10, 15, 20, yada, yada, all the way up to 200 that offered 20 Dragon Stones. So this is a very good thing that they're implementing, because what this does is it allows for you to, and however many stones they add, allows for you to stock up on a few more stones, especially if you plan on waiting until the December, January area for the movie banner. That, of course, will be happening. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that this was the thing that was happening. That, of course, was coming into the game. It could be this. It could be some variation of this. Maybe they offer less stones. I don't know. But we'll see what happens ultimately. But that is it, everybody. So thank you. Celebration Part 2 should be pretty hype. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you guys going to be summoning for SS4 Goku? Again, I want to make sure that everyone's aware. The general recommendation for the community is wait. I've always been the advocate for summon for what you want. You know, you may regret it later, but live in the moment. So otherwise, you definitely will want to wait, and you definitely will want to pull on the movie banner. The Goku could be on there, probably not, but we'll see what happens. So that's my final little verdict on that. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll catch everybody in the next one. Take it easy, guys.